we know that, we also learn that we wear the woolen clothes in winter and cotton clothes in summer. That cotton clothes will gives you that the feels of coldness. And why it is need to wear some particular clothes in according to that season. And sometimes when we are sitting during that winter, when we are sitting inside our house, we feel cold. When we went to that outside, we will feel what? Hot. And in summer, when we are sitting inside our home, even though it is what, we feel hot in summer. So what we call those are hot and cold. Actually, what do you mean by that hot and cold? And how do you feel? If I give you something, you can tell that. If I give you an ice cube, you will say that it is cold. If I give you that a hot coffee, you will say it as hot. If I give you some that dip spoon in that hot coffee, so what is that? That spoon will hot. Okay, how do you say that this is hot, this is cold? How do you say? By touching. Okay? By touching only, we will decide that which one is hot and which one is cold. Okay, is it a reliable method in all time? By touching. Just take for that I will consider 3 beakers. I will take 3 beakers. This is A, this is B, this is C. That this beaker will contain hot water and this will contain a cold water and this will contain mixture of hot and cold water. Hot and cold water. Okay, here is what? 3 beakers. You just dip your right hand in A water and left hand in your C beaker containing cold water. So how do you feel A water? It is hot. And how do you feel in C water? It is cold. Here it is cold water, we feel cold. Here it is hot water, we feel hot. So you should, after a minute, you should remove your hand and put hand in that B beaker simultaneously. You should dip your both the hands simultaneously In thermometer, we usually have that one is clinical thermometer, other one is laboratory thermometer. Okay. The first part, this picture shows you clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer. This is laboratory. Laboratory thermometer. This is glass narrow tube containing a bulb. Here it is a bulb. Glass narrow uniform tube above the bulb. Inside the bulb, it contains mercury. Mercury. It contains mercury. And this we call it as a line of mercury. This shining thread we call it as a line of mercury. It is. Here we have a reading. We have reading. These readings are same as that we have in scales. We have on scale. No? This is also same. And one division will read you as 0.1. Here up to here, these are 10 divisions, and each division will read you as a 0.1. Okay? And the range of the clinical thermometer is 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Why it is between 35 to 42 degrees Celsius? Because that what? The temperature of human body is, normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius. It is 37 degrees Celsius. It is normal temperature. Normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius. And it will not come to be that below the 35 degrees Celsius, and it will not exceed to 42 degrees Celsius. That's why we are taking that range of clinical thermometer from 35 to 42 degrees. Okay, this is about clinical thermometer. So, how to handle that clinical thermometers? Just a minute. Okay, students, this is reading of the clinical thermometer 35 to 42 degrees Celsius. Okay, how to handle this clinical thermometer? Before taking the thermometer, when we use the clinical thermometer, when we sometimes when we are falling ill, so we went to that, we will go to that clinic, so that doctor will keep the thermometers on your mouth and he will find the temperature of the body. Okay. So before using this thermometer or after using, you must and should wash that clinical thermometer using an antiseptic solution. Okay, students, you should wash that thermometer using antiseptic solution. Why it needs to wash every time? Because usually we are taking the temperature of that patient in clinics. If he has a disease, means he has germs inside. When we put the thermometer in his mouth, the germs may get attached to this thermometer. After usage of it, if we use the same thermometer to measure your temperature, body temperature, that germs may enter your body, it may cause a disease. Okay? Due to that reason, you should wash that thermometers with the antiseptic solution. What point? Next, before taking the reading, you should give some jerk to the thermometer. Why? To bring that mercury level below the 35 degrees Celsius. If it is rising before, you should give some jerk to the thermometer to bring the level of mercury So that temperature of that body may have that temperature above the 42 degrees Celsius. So it is not used to check the temperature of that body. For that, we design another thermometer that we call it as a laboratory thermometer. In laboratory thermometer, it is also glass narrow tube containing that bulb. Here it is mercury is present, and next it is a line of mercury. Here it also has that divisions. The range of that laboratory thermometer is minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Okay, students, it's minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. How to take the reading by using laboratory thermometer? Let we are going to be studying. If this is a beaker containing some solution or water, so you should keep your laboratory thermometer vertically. You should keep that laboratory thermometer vertically, and you should not touch the thermometer to the container, walls of the container. Should not touch the thermometer to the walls of the container, and should not touch the surface of this also. Okay? And you should take a reading when it is present inside the water of this solution. Don't take a reading after removing from the solution. If you read the thermometer reading after removing it from the solution, what will happen? That mercury level goes on reducing as soon as possible. Because in clinical thermometer we have a king. We have a king inside it. This king will prevent the falling of the mercury level. It will prevent the falling of the mercury level. But in laboratory thermometer, there is no king. When you remove it from solution, as soon as that level of the mercury level decreases, and it will give you a wrong reading. Okay? This is only the reason you should take a reading when it is inside, when it is present inside the solution. You should take the reading like this only. Okay, dear students? This is about that laboratory thermometer. You should keep these thermometers always in that out of from that sunlight, because it may break. If it breaks, it is very difficult to dispose of mercury. Okay, that is why. This is all about the clinical and the laboratory thermometer. This is very difficult to dispose of mercury. Hence, due to this reason, right now we have that digital thermometer. It does not contain any mercury. We have right now in these days we have that digital thermometer. It does not contain any mercury, and it is very easy to handle. Okay, dear students? And can you now tell me the difference between the clinical and the laboratory thermometer? Yes? The range of that clinical thermometer is 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, and laboratory thermometer is 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. And next, that clinical thermometer has a king, and it does not contain any king. further write and read and draw it. So in the next class we will meet with the next topic. Thank you. Until you should read and write and stay safe. Thank you.